My name's Katie. I am a Youth Services Librarian at the Spokane Public Library. I'm a very new Youth Services Librarian. I've been in this position for a little over a month, and as you can imagine, things are a lot different than when I started in February. Just like you, I have been changing my routines. Things are a lot different. The ways that I interact with people are different. The ways that I'm working are different, and I'm finding new ways to live the daily life. And currently, I'm at home, which is new for work, and I hope that you're at home. And I thank you for practicing some social distancing. And at the library, we're looking for new ways to connect with the public since we don't have any programming, person-to-person programming right now, and our libraries are closed. We're looking for other ways to connect with you, and videos are one of those ways. Another way is we have a new spring reading challenge that we just launched, I think last week. And you can find more about that on the library website, or go to spl.northwestreads.org. And this the spring reading challenge is where you can log your reading and also do some of the challenges that we've set out for you. And then once you've done them, then you can get a badge, and kind of it's a fun way to keep yourself motivated and maybe learn something new. And not all of the challenges are around books. Some of them have to do with art or connecting with your community, or for adults it's filling out the 2020 census or something like that. And so I'd really encourage you to try that out if that's something that you're interested in. And I also check out some of the other videos that we're creating, because we're all in a new situation, so this is new, and we're trying things out. So I'm really happy that you're here with me today. I'm going to be reading this book, After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again. It's by Dan Santat. Dan Santat is a Caldecott Medal winner, and the Caldecott Medal is awarded every year to a children's book illustrator, so he's both a children's illustrator and author. He has other books that he's collaborated with other writers, and his own books. This one came out a few years ago, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a nice story kind of after the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty. It's how he learned how to face his fears, and it's kind of a helpful way to talk about things that are challenging for us and how we might be able to overcome them. After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again, a story by Dan Santat. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There are some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it, because I knew that accidents would happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day I kept trying. And trying. Until I got it just right. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being high up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was scared. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up and learned how to fly. And on the back of this book it says, "Life begins when you get back up." Thanks for reading the story with me, you all. I hope to see you again, and I hope that you are taking care and taking care of each other, and stay well.